My name is Bobby Kendall. After a decade of playing country music, my family and I moved to West Central Illinois to chase my true passion, giant Midwest whitetail bucks. The Whitetail Group was born in 2015 and has grown exponentially ever since. We develop properties for the elite whitetail hunting experience. This is not my hobby or even an obsession. This is a lifestyle.
My name is Toby Stay. I'm a broker with Land Guys, specializing in the marketing of recreational property. My role with the Whitetail Group is to help identify and design properties that can produce world-class whitetails. This is not a series just about hunting. This is a series about the process of developing farms for hunting.
Join us as we document the transformation of some of our project farms from ordinary dirt to extraordinarily productive recreational properties. We are the Whitetail Group.
One of the great things about doing a massive chunk of ground like this is the evolution. You know, stuff that wasn't production ground into production ground, stuff that was timber into food plots. But the other evolution process is the deer. Within, a month and a half, 2 months, all these different gaps and all these things that we made, they are walking right through it like they're supposed to.
A few weeks before the season, we actually ended up selling off 135 acres of the farm. One of the things I'm looking forward to most this season is to see how these deer use this new environment that we've totally manipulated. Watch them use these pinches and these spots that we built. I'm interested to see what deer come in and if they stick around because of all the changes. The month of October, our strategy pretty much is try to learn the deer and what they're doing by camera. Don't worry if it's nighttime or daytime. And then hunt those high pressure fronts. My friend Joe Pastor came out. I had this 8-point in the gap, super consistent. Rolled in there on the golf cart, checked the cam, and sure enough, he was there the night before in daylight.
Got a big mature 8-point going in this gap we made. A lot, like more than a 5-year-old deer should do. So we got a ladder in here for an east wind. Came in here on this stand for west because he come here through here too often and not be here tonight.
So I was hunting on the other side of the farm. I get the text that Joe shot the 8, hit him a little bit back, and right after he hit him, it started pouring rain. So the next day, Tracker John came out. As it turned out, there was one speck of blood over 550 yards, and we found Joe's deer.
Thank you.
John, thank you very much. Thank you.
So throughout the end of the summer, the 7x6 was coming out of this rye and oats plot and into this standing corn. He was coming right in front of the box. And leading into the season, he was still doing the same thing. So this deer was reading the script. He was pounding this gap at night He was there on the second in daylight. We knew it was just a matter of time. Our access was perfect because of our walls and the standing corn to slip in from the east. We got in there on our fourth sit and he showed up.
I'm gonna go over here and look, see what we got, an arrow or blood, and then try and slip out of here to get some buddies.
Read the script, walked through the gaps just like you were supposed to do.
Yep, it's fun to see the farm come full circle from trees to a food plot, a cornfield, and a perfect pinch point funnel and a big deer using it. We've had a good first 15 days here on the calves farm. Overall, I was super happy. I mean, with October, our new neighbor that bought 135 acres shot the big wide 9-point, big mature deer. Joe Pastor shot his biggest deer ever on his first sit in one of the gaps. I shot a deer on my fourth sit in one of the gaps. To watch that plan come together and kill 3 big deer in, 6 or 7 sits, it's a testament to setting the farm up and making the deer do what you want them to do. Throughout the fall, we had a lot of deer show up. On the east side of the farm, we had a big 8-point, probably about a 150 type 8-point show up mid-season, and he hung around. He's still around. We had several good up-and-coming deer. And over on the west side, we had a big 12-point show up a few times, and then we had a really big 9-point show up, and he just wore that west end of the farm out, and he's still around over there. So one thing we always try and do with our farms is make sure we have at least one big standing food source per 200 acres or so. On this farm, we've got 2 big areas. We've got one that's beans and corn and one on the west side that's corn. Going into late season, we're mowing some corn. We're getting these blinds moved out into these mowed areas, and we're just basically waiting on these fronts, these high pressure days.
Some of the areas that we specifically cleared were just for, 5 and 6 acre standing corn or standing bean plots. When you have a farm that is properly set up for late season hunting, those are the kind of sits that you have where you look out the box blind window and you got 50 deer out in the field in front of you, and half of them are rack bucks, and there's 20 turkeys walking around all over the place. I mean, those standing plots are unbelievable.
So the big 9 had made it through all the gun seasons, and it was time to let them get settled in there and put Ash on this deer. Jesse Stay volunteered to go with Ash in video and kind of coach her through it. They had a couple sits where they didn't see him but saw a lot of deer. One night he showed up, and they kind of got crisscrossed in the blind there, and the deer popped out in their shooting lane at about 40 yards, and they couldn't make it happen on film.
He's back, he's back, he's back. He's right over there. We are ready. He's like 80 yards right now, so we're waiting for him to get closer. My heart is pounding.
Right in the middle of his body. Yeah. Good?
I don't think so.
You hit him.
Right now.
Yeah.
Last week we missed an opportunity at him, and so last night he presented himself and came through the gap, and we got a good shot. And here he is, right here in the corn, right where we left him.
These walls we built in the summer obviously came into play with this deer big time. Pretty much once he moved in here in end of October, every camera check he was on almost all 4 of the gaps. His core was right back here in the woods. I think he was bedding on the south-facing thick hillside just off what we call the north plot in there.
The entire farm is set up so no matter where a big deer is calling his core area on a given year, you got a kill spot to get it done right there.
Not only have we changed the travel patterns and upped your odds of shooting one of these big mature deer in a short period of time, now you got all these other deer that are going to grow up and be giants, and now that's all they know is to use these gaps. It's going to work even better as the farm continues to develop, and that's just what the deer are used to doing. The intention of these project farms is to get all of the details worked out, all of the logistics of how this farm's going to hunt. Our goal is to, when we're done and we walk out of there and somebody else buys it off of us, everything is done and it is ready for them to just enjoy it in the future and watch it grow.